Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are in the world, and welcome to Danny's Detours, where we talk about anything and everything life related, and consciousness is our canvas. Welcome back to the channel, guys, and I'm out and about again in the jungle with my two favourite mandingos, compadres, Paddy and Willow. Yeah, welcome. Wow, it's so overgrown around here now, guys. Look at this now. Wow. But yeah, welcome back to the channel. It's absolutely fantastic to have you all back on another walk and talk with me and Paddy and Willow. So yeah, we just got them out and about again today on the I was having to mess around with my camera this morning. It's a bit on the iffy side. But yeah, thank you so much to everyone coming back with me on my channel. To all the ones who have liked, commented and subscribed, thank you so much. And yeah, we're just having a bit of a chilled out one today, guys. Out with the doggies. It's a little bit of a greyer one up north, but that doesn't matter, because every day is a good day, because we wake up with the mindset of saying what our reality, because once we control our thoughts and feelings, guys, we put that into our minds, you know, that's why they call it a mindset. Mindset is because you are creating your own. Look at it like this, yeah, look at it as though it's a film, yeah, and you're the director, you're the actor, you're the executive producer, you are everything. Because at the end of the day, guys, whatever you speak into existence, whatever you think into existence using your mindset, then everything will project out into your reality. Yeah, your external circumstances at the moment, they might not be matching your current reality, but just give it time, guys. You know, it's a bit like how to explain this, it's a bit like, you know, it's a bit like building muscle, going to the gym. You know, your first few times of going to the gym, what are you, really sore, and then you sort of like getting that fatigue, and you're just like, oh, you know, how long's this gonna last? And then it gets to a point where you sort of like, you know, should I carry on? But then you come to a wall, don't you? And then literally you break through that wall where there's no, literally your brain, mindset, whatever you want to call it, it is no different. So literally, you've got to use it like a muscle, or you've got to use it like, you know, it's a tool, and you've got to keep sharpening it. Because once you start to do this, guys, you know, then you start to retrain a little thing called your subconscious mind. Because you've got to look at it like this, right? The programming goes deep, and if you look at it right, the programming matrix, whatever you want to call it, starts from the minute you are born. Because you are born, you are given your injection, which I do not recommend anyone to get that, by the way, because, well, look what happened with COVID, but that's a different story for another video. But yeah, it's just you know, you're born into a family, you go to nursery, and if you got to look at it like this, right, you know, even from the age of, I'd say from like when you're born to before you go to nursery, preschool, you know, you are literally, that is when you are free, and that is when you are using your imagination. Because when you are using your imagination, guys, that is when you are using your theta part of your brain. And this is why the programming of the Matrix goes deep, because they don't want you to be an imaginative, critical thinker. They want you learning off a system that it doesn't benefit you. It promotes for you to follow and for you to be submissive, if that makes sense. You know, it kind of just makes people robotic in a way, and makes them believe something that isn't real, you know. Because you've got to look at it like this, right? Yeah, how many people out there in the world are doing a job that they like or they enjoy. And it's you meet these people and they're like, oh yeah, I love my job, and it's like, yeah, but do you really? And listen, I'm not, there might be people out there that might do, guys, NPCs, whatever you want to call them, because they've kind of like been brainwashed or been how do I say it, they've literally been programmed into thinking this way. And this is how deep the programming goes, guys, you know, because when you look at it like this, it starts from a young age, and then you go to school and you get taught what to learn. But I always thought this to myself, well, wait a minute, why don't they let us learn what we want to learn? And they never let you question things, did they? They never let you ask questions. They always say, no, well, it's because of this. Because they want you to learn a system, or they want to teach you something that isn't real or isn't true, or what, basically to make you submissive, to make you coherent, to make you follow a system in which they can use against you, you know. Because it's like this, I always used to think to myself, you know, I'd be in a job and I'd be like, oh, well, we do it this way, this is how it's done. And it's like, well, yeah, but why can't we do it a different way? Why can't, and then I'd come up with an idea, oh no, that's not how it's done. And it's like, well, but why? Why does there have to be one way of doing a thing? You know, I'll give you an example. So like, say, I don't know, like, say if you create a business, yeah, and then you know, it's, I don't know, like, let's say for an example, it's how could I use this now for an example? Like, let's just say it's I don't know, like a car business, you know, where you're designing cars or whatever, and then they tell you and they say, well, you know, this is how it's done, you know, all these parts are put together, blah blah blah, and this is the system that we use. And then you sort of like implement a new idea, or you say, well, I think it'd be better if we did it this way, or, you know, it's like, you know, everything's ran to a certain way to keep you down, to keep your mentality down, to keep your perspective of the way that you see things down, you know. And it just gets me thinking that, you know, whatever you think and whatever you feel, you can put that out into reality, and then that is what becomes, if that makes sense, you know. Because, you know, we're literally living, well, if you choose to living in a system that you get rewarded for being obedient. But who wants to be obedient, guys? You know what I mean? Like, we sort of like get told, oh, well, you have to do it like this, you have to do it. You don't have to do anything, guys. Yeah, listen, at the end of the day, you do life, or you do everything in your life the way you want to do it. And obviously, yeah, I'm not saying like, oh, break the law or stuff, something like that, but, and I've noticed, like, even more so during COVID and that, like, we got all these clipboard Kens and these high-vis warriors, didn't you, that were saying, oh, you can't do this, you can't walk that way, or you can't, everything's can't, and it's literally this, it's the system, the matrix, whatever you want to call it, that come up with and implemented these systems. But then they didn't have to do anything, because the people was doing it for them, because the people have been brainwashed that much. Or you can't go that way, you can't walk through that site without a high-vis jacket, or this, and it's like, well, you know, there's so many things now that are like, it's all designed to keep you down, to make you vibrate on a low frequency, and make you just, I don't know, like, it's basically just to piss you off, isn't it? But only if you choose and allow it to piss you off, guys, you know what I mean? But yeah, I just thought I'd have a little bit of a rant this morning. It weren't really planned, this one, it was just a bit of a random one, but just gets you thinking, guys, you know, the systems that we are living under, you know, are they really for our benefit, or are they for their benefits? So I always say this, guys, yeah, take a chance on yourself, because at the end of the day, you're gonna die one day, yeah? So why would you not take a risk? And that could be anything, you know, only you will really truly know yourself. And also try and make a prediction or look at the way the world and the direction the world's going now. Because mark my words, guys, AI is taking over. We cannot do much about this, but I always look at it like this: instead of moaning about something, you know, or saying, oh, well, you know, it's gonna do this and it's gonna do that, then how's about you try and implement it to favor you? So then for you moving forward, this can be a benefit to you. Instead of moaning about it, why don't you sit there and ask yourself and say, well, wait a minute, how can AI benefit me? What can I do to implement it so I can make the most amount of money, or make a better career, or give my family a better life, or whatever that is? Because listen, what's coming and what's getting rolled out, we cannot stop it, guys. But it's just up to us how we choose to approach it. Do we moan about it, or do we embrace change? Yeah, I think we'll leave it at that, guys. But for me, Paddy and Willow, have a fantastic day. Love you loads. Peace.